1, 2, 3, 4. Beloved community, we gather in unity, all are welcome here, all are best and a blessing to be. Beloved community, where we discover divinity, uncovering who we are in our beloved community. Doesn't matter where you've come from, doesn't matter what you've undone, all that matters is you're here now. Keep an open heart, let Spirit work it out. Beloved community, we gather in unity, all are welcome here, all are blessed and a blessing to be. Beloved community, we discover divinity, uncovering who we are in our beloved community. Doesn't matter where you've come from, doesn't matter what you've undone, all that matters is you're here now. So keep an open heart, let Spirit work it out, friend. Community, we gather in unity, all are welcome here, all are blessed and a blessing to be. Beloved community, where we discover divinity, uncovering who we are in our beloved community, uncovering who we are, uncovering who we are in our beloved community. Last time, uncovering who we are in our beloved community.
Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Santa Rosa. I'm Nancy Reynolds, a member and former trustee. Happy, as always, to be sharing this morning with you. Now, I don't know about you, but I was up here tapping my toes and trying not to swing and sway and dance to the music. Should we say a big, giant thank you for them getting us started? Just wait. Some great music today. Let me also say hello and welcome to our live stream and online viewers. Thank you for tuning in wherever you are tuning in from around the world. We're very grateful that you are with us as well. We like to start our service by sharing a little bit about who we are and what we have to offer as a community. So I want to direct you to our website. One of my favorite things on the website is the monthly bulletin, which is a listing of everything that's going on here throughout the month. You can find that on the homepage. Look for the photo of the typewriter. You can read it on your screen, download it, print it, put it on your fridge, and you'll be up to date with everything that is happening here. The website is CSLSR.org. When you go to the website, you will discover that we are passionate about spiritual education, spiritual study at our center. And we have lots of classes and workshops coming up. And I want to make sure that everyone has grabbed their copy paper copy of the education catalog. It's got everything in there. Here's what I did. I thumbed through it when I got it, and I plotted out my spiritual study journey for the first half of the year. So I'm all set. I want to invite you to grab one. They're at the information desk and also at the table between the desk and the front doors. I also want to mention that we have a thriving youth and family program at our center for teenagers, middle school and elementary age kids, as well as infants and toddlers, right? We cheer. Very good. I agree. Thanks, Venus. Our program is a wonderful way for the children in our community, your children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, neighbors, children of all ages, to get involved and get growing on their own spiritual paths. If you'd like to find out the many ways that you can participate in our youth program, I'd like to invite you to reach out to Jennifer Caldwell. She's our youth coordinator, and you can get in touch with her at youth@cslsr.org. Now, would you please join me in speaking aloud our vision and mission as a community? The Center for Spiritual Living is a spiritual community that promotes global transformation through personal transformation. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. We are motivated by a compelling global vision that inspires us to bring the gifts of compassion, integrity, and loving kindness to the world through our programs and teachings. Together, we are helping create a world that works for everyone. We follow this vision through our 5 core spiritual practices of our teaching. Would you read those with me as well? Spiritual study, affirmative prayer, meditation, selfless service, and spiritual circulation. Thank you. One of the ways our center shows love is through the sharing of flowers. Today's beautiful flower dedication is from prayer practitioner Christine Ruddy, and it is for our Advanced Consciousness Studies class. Christine says, "I am grateful and appreciative of the Advanced Consciousness class, for each student, each TA, and for our teacher, Reverend Tara. May the sacred consciousness we realize support many and bless even more." Thank you, Christine. By the way, Christine is one of our remote practitioners, and she is here with us in person today. She's here from Chicago, and she's going to be sharing... Oregon? Okay. She is here from Oregon, which is different than Chicago. Maybe by a lot. Sorry, Russ, not Chicago. Anyway, she's going to be talking with us later in the service about her upcoming class that she'll be teaching, so stay tuned for that. We would like to extend a warm welcome to our first-time visitors. First-timers, I'd like to invite you to please stand where you are as you're able, or raise your hand. We would like to bring you a flower and one of our welcome packets as a token of our welcome. And if you are watching online for the first time, let us know in chat. We are so grateful to have you here as well. All right, welcome to our service and to our center. I know that somewhere between the music, the meditation, the prayer, the practices, And the message from Dr. Edward is exactly what each one of us is looking for the next step of our spiritual journeys. Again, you are welcome here. Now please enjoy some music that will lead us into a time of silent contemplation and prayer.
I will make a quiet place within my heart, and I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord. I will make a quiet place within my mind, and I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord. Be still, my soul, be still. Be still, my soul, be still. Be still and I will make a quiet place within my life, and I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord. Won't you join me? I will make a quiet place within my heart, and I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord. I will make a quiet place within my mind, and I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord. Oh, be still, my soul, be still. Be still, my soul, be still. Be still and know. I will make a quiet place within my life, and I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord. I will make a quiet place. I will make a quiet place.
There is only one one life, one presence, one consciousness. It is wholeness. It is love. It is peace. It is all that is good and so much more. And I know that I am part of that. Just as I know each and every person here, every person on our live stream and beyond, we are all part of that divine one, that wholeness, that love, that peace that is limitless, that is ever the more flowing as and through us in this world. Knowing this, it's easy for me to know just how blessed we are in this existence. And with that blessing, I invite that wholeness and that love and that peace to find its own individual way in each and every life that is here today. Knowing that our shared divinity enriches not just us, but the entire world. What a gift it is for us to be here together, to be in this expression of wholeness and this love and this peace. I am grateful for that. So grateful to know that this word is already fulfilled in the divine mind of that one. And with this gratitude, I release my word into the divine law of mind that always says, yes, my beloveds, yes. And I invite us all to say together, and so it is. Good morning. I'm Reverend Russ Laguerre. I'm the assistant minister here at our beloved center, and I invite you to repeat our morning's affirmation together with me. My potential is bigger than my problem, and so it is.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Oh, everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, and everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to the present moment, here to a new beginning here, and I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. 'Cause here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Yeah, here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Yeah, here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Yeah, here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Christopher Fritchie and the gentlemen of the band. So wonderful to have you warm us up and open our hearts like that. Isn't it wonderful to have such excellent music? Hello, everyone. My name is Edward, and I'm here to talk to you about spirituality. And I was just listening, making notes about the song that we sang, Into the Prayer and Silence. You know, it says, I will wait upon the Lord. And in our tradition, we always have to, we get the invitation to work with conventional lyrics and translate them into Science of Mind context, right? So as to avoid superstition or separation from life itself. So I will wait upon the Lord doesn't mean I'm sitting around waiting for some entity to come into me. It's more in the sense of I wait upon somebody's, I attend to them. I make sure that their needs are met, for example. So then the Lord, in this case, we would take it as being the source of my being. And then a gender-inclusive version of that would be spirit. So spirit, not being a person then, doesn't have needs. So if I wait upon the source of everything, I can take that to mean I attend to the nature of spirit within me so that I am synchronized with it, and then I can show up in life and make choices from that awareness. You see what I mean? We have to figure out conventional language so as not to slip into old world thinking of a deity sitting up there and we down here. So let's get into it. I'm going to read to you a very well-known story. It's an autobiography in 5 chapters. Some of you will know it from classes we've taken. It's by Portia Nelson. Chapter 1. I walk down the street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I fall in. I am lost. I'm helpless. It isn't my fault. It takes forever to find a way out. Chapter 2. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I pretend I don't see it. I fall in again. I can't believe I'm in the same place, but it isn't my fault. It still takes a very long time to get out. Chapter 3. I walk down the same street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I see it is there. I still fall in. It's a habit. My eyes are open. I know where I am. It is my fault. I get out immediately. Chapter 4. I walk down the same street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I walk around it. Chapter 5. I walk down another street. There is so much to appreciate in that story by Portia, and I particularly like the part where I pretend not to see the hole. You know, I know that story, and I fall in it again and again and again. It got me to thinking about our topic for today, which is pain pushes until vision pulls. Now, the person in the story clearly didn't have a problem with her or his physical vision. They could see the hole. But like me and maybe like you sometimes, I pretend that I cannot see the hole. Or maybe the habit is so strong in me that I just stick with doing the same thing over and over again. So in this case, vision here doesn't mean physically seeing. It means the intention for where I am going with my life. It means, what am I aiming for? Vision here means, what are the values that I align with that help guide me through life's streets, sidewalks, and holes? Now, getting clear on those things, my intention, what I'm aiming for, what my values are, this can help me ask and answer the question, is the street that I am on one that I ought to stay on? I'm going to be teaching an intentions workshop in March the 3rd at 1 p.m. to help us get clear on those three things. Get clear on the things in life that can help us stay closer to what is important. You know, the things that can influence us in our choices, in our efforts, in our emotions, so that we can take more ownership for the path that we are on. Now, in the story that I read to you in 5 chapters, the character experiences what I would call a change in awareness. It's that change that we are interested in the Center for Spiritual Living. It's captured in this phrase, how to change your mind. That's what we are all about. And on our website this week, I'm going to put an article with steps for how you can change your mind. Because maybe you've heard the phrase, change your thinking and change your life. Well, how exactly does a person do that? Have you ever navigated from point A to point B using a map on your cell phone or on your car, you know, one of those digital versions that shows you step by step which way to go and when to turn? Anybody use that? I mean, some of us grew up using Thomas guides, remember that, those maps? But now we can, if we choose, we can use a digital map to get where we're going. Now, my partner uses the digital map in a way that makes no sense to me at all. Because he orients the map on the device like a physical map would be on a table, so that north is always at the top of his screen. Now, the problem is when I'm looking at that, I get confused because when I'm driving south and I have to make a turn using his method, then a turn to the right on the map looks like a turn to the left. So I orient the map in a way that works for me so that the direction I'm going in is always at the top of the map, ahead of me, so that when I have to turn right, it looks like that on the map. Am I making sense? Yeah. So clearly I am right, and he is not. Now, here's what is interesting to me about this difference in preferences and use of maps. It was very, very difficult for me to entertain, to wait upon, to try a different way of looking at a map. Very difficult. And I'm not even talking about political persuasion. I'm not even talking about religious ideas. I'm not even talking about planetary wellness or human rights. I am just talking about which way a map should be oriented. It was very hard. So I had a silent talk with myself. And I asked, If it's that easy to change your mind, why not do it right here? Why not try it? And it wasn't easy. I'll tell you. Now, because I had to adopt a new mindset called a beginner's mind, a learning mind. I had to get out of my automatic preferences, and I had to pay more attention, especially when my world got turned upside down. So I had to be present in a way I wasn't used to. And then I had to face my bias. In other words, the word inside of me that is saying all the time, this is stupid. Why doesn't he change the map? And I noticed that staying with it, eventually, I got comfortable with the new way, somewhat. So on a very surface level, this is kind of what changing your mind looks like. A change in mind is what we are interested in at the Center for Spiritual Living. And you know, when I first discovered the teaching of Science of Mind, one of the most refreshing shifts, changes in my thinking was about the Creator. Because I had been raised to think about God as a benevolent man somewhere, everywhere, who loved me, kind of, who was watching over me, sort of, but who also allowed awful things to happen in the world for reasons I couldn't, as a young person, figure out. I mean, to my young mind, it was terrifying. And I was taught to think that this supernatural being would step in if I were good enough. It would step in if I believed in the right way to guide me around the holes on the sidewalks of the street of life. But it didn't work out like that. It clearly didn't work out that way for many people, not even the faithful. And that was very difficult for me to unpack as a child. And I tried to believe in the right way. I tried to be good. And I tried to learn how to ask for help. You know, for my developmentally challenged brother, for my impoverished family, for my beleaguered nation. And it was painful and confusing for me when none of that help came. Science of Mind gave me a new start and a new perspective and a new vision for life and a new roadmap. So instead of depending on the intervention of a supernatural entity, I was introduced to this new idea, this idea of using my mind, and using my emotions and my words and my actions and my intuition to tune into the creative energy of life and to use that to navigate through life and to get up in those moments when I've fallen down into a hole. So I learned also that if I insisted on repeating the same mistakes while hoping for different outcomes, that I was going to be disappointed. I learned that my repeated accidents had less to do with the will of God and more to do with, well, sometimes had to do with me being loyal to doing things that didn't work. So spiritual living, I discovered, is exactly about changing mind. For example, changing from living as if I'm fast asleep to being more awake to what is possible. Now, what do I mean by asleep? Well, we use another word here, unconscious. Like that's the state of not having awareness of what's happening. In other words, with no particular choice in what I'm doing, or without a sense of my part in life. That's asleep. Now that's a way to live. I've done that. But living, really living, needed me to wake up. And waking up takes a kind of change in mind, a change in thinking. And that change in mind comes from internal questioning. That's what spiritual study is about. Eternal questioning. For example, asking, who am I? What is this I that is asking the question? What is it that makes me think? How do I think? And what choice? Do I have choice in how I show up in the world? Now, it's my experience that when a person begins that kind of questioning, they are going to discover for certain that there is so much more in life going on than just sleeping, getting up, working, buying things, watching TV. For sure, they're going to discover that there is a power in them, a creative power that waits upon them. Now, spiritual living then adds spirit to the being awake. So in addition to being alert to what is possible in life, now the emphasis is on the spirit part. So we must ask, what is spirit? I love how Taoism says it. It says, if you name it, then that isn't its name. In other words, it's something that's in science of mind too. It's an agreement that it is beyond any definition. So we look for a temporary name, an idea that is large enough to, as best as possible, describe the all of it. So we sometimes call it the universe. We don't mean the stars and the planets. We mean the everything. And so we say, Spirit is the great everything. So then spiritual living means the practice of being aware of the great everything. Seeing the great everything everywhere. Being on a daily, ongoing basis more and more awake to it, conscious of it as the underlying structure of everything, and then to harmonize myself to its nature so that I can make better choices in my life. Living spiritually will put the question asker at the center of the universe. And it's like it broadcasts a message to us, if I can say it that way, that says, you exist powerfully, even when you've fallen in a hole, even when you think you are lost, even when you think you have no choices, even when you believe you have no power, even when you seem to have lost your courage and can find no way out. It broadcasts from the center of our being. You exist powerfully, and your job, if there is such a thing, is to know that and to know it again and to keep sinking to that. I think this is very important. I can see how this year it's going to be very important to us to stay in that, because this year 2024 is an election year. And there is this powerful narrative in society, in the group mind, that says you don't have the power to change anything. Your voice doesn't count. And some issues are just too difficult for you to understand. You can't learn about it all. You don't know how to think or decide. But a spiritual being rejects all of that and says instead, oh, yes, I can. Yeah. Now, I may have to break some bad habits. I may have to stop pretending I don't see the holes in the road. I may have to try on a new way of looking at the map. I may have to educate myself. I may have to get out of my comfort zone. And all of this, all of it, not only can I do it, but it's like I was made to do it. Then I can say, I am a learning, growing, evolving, mind-changing machine. Yeah. And I can embrace my creative power, and through it, my connection to all that is, and through that, I can participate in life, not asleep, awake, accountable. Now, in the past in my life, sometimes in the present too, this is how it would go in my mind. Something would happen, like a check would bounce, right? First thing I would do is I deny my part in it. Why would the bank bounce that? I have such a good history with them. This isn't fair. Then next, I would talk myself into becoming a casualty to something that is beyond my control. It's not my fault. And there is nothing the bank can do now to get back my confidence. I tell them myself. Then I shift the blame and I hold other people responsible. Why didn't they tell me that when I write a check with insufficient funds that it will bounce? Then spirituality opens up my process and awareness, and then something happens. Let's say the check bounces. And right there is the point of change. Right there, I start to accept I had something to do with it. Oh, when I first learned that, what a powerful change in mind. And, sometimes I couldn't even tell you what my part in it was. It's not so much as identifying it or blaming myself. It's more about that shift into power. And then, next, I can affirm that I have the power to choose what I could have done retrospectively and what I can choose to do in the future, even if that something is as small as cutting my losses. This became very empowering for me. And then the final part is to ask myself those questions. And here are some examples of the questions. Number one, Edward, what happened? As if describing a photo. In other words, get to the facts as simply and as cleanly as I can without adding any narrative or justification or meaning. Just get to a check bounced. And it's helpful to write it down. Look at it on the paper. There it is. And then to ask myself, what part did I play in creating this? Of course, this is not meant to create blame or shame. It's simply a process of moving, of changing my mind from powerless to more powerful. I could ask the question like this: How did I allow this, or create it, or how do I perpetuate it? And of course, if any of it feels scary or a red flag comes up, then you stop the exercise. But if I can ask these questions, it inevitably leads to the next one, the next question. What direction can I go in now? What are choices available to me now? This is why I love our teaching, the science of mind. It's given me a whole new world of possibilities. It's taught me that because just like you are, because you are part of life, you matter. Because your choices are part of the way life becomes what it is, you matter. And that has been an ongoing and precious point of waking up for me. waking up into significance along with everything else that is. Not better or more or less, along with everything. How I live has something to do with how everything is. And that has been a beautiful awareness, and it's helped me on this journey of continuing to change my mind. And I've seen some changes since I've started studying. Like, for example, I started telling the truth more. I started being on time more frequently. I started following through more. I started committing only to things I knew I could do. And less, I would be inclined to say things that I don't mean or that I don't agree with. And out of that, a confidence grew, not only in my life in society, but also in my prayer life, in my prayer work. For example, in my prayer work, I started to tell the truth more. Instead of complaining, blaming, begging, that fell away. Less and less, I would say in my prayer, things that I didn't mean or understand, but I had heard somebody say it. No empty words that I didn't feel. And less I would say things that I didn't agree with. So I've been on this journey. It's been slow, this journey of mind changing. And on it, I see our topic, pain pushes until it gives way to the pull of a vision. And what vision? Well, that's different for each person, but I think for me it's this, that humanity, you and me, humanity has within it the potential to be magnificent, compassionate, clear, creative, connected. So here is a new vision story for my walk through life. Chapter 1. I walk down the street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I fall in. Because I know who I am, I'm not lost. I have clarity and courage within me. So I pause, take a deep breath, and I tap into the self within. I gently accept my role in the situation. I notice what I've learned and I am learning. And it takes as long as it takes to find a way out. And when I emerge, I'm stronger, clearer, and ready to keep walking. That's the only chapter in the story. I invite you to breathe in with me. Let your eyes close if that is comfortable for you to do so. In a moment of spiritual practice, to acknowledge what we heard articulated in the opening prayer, to piggyback, so to speak, on that awareness of a presence that is the source of all that is the creative power that resides in the great everywhere, meaning in me and in everybody who is in hearing range and beyond of this prayer. Identifying with this creative power, then, I declare that not only am I in the right place at the right time, successfully engaged in the right activity, but I am tapping into that creative center on an ongoing, mindful, alert, awake basis as often as I can, so that I may be guided by it to walk, to love, to think, to talk, to choose. I give thanks for this awareness and trusting the spiritual laws that govern the universe to keep me learning and open. I release this word of prayer by saying together with you, and so it is. Once again, a deep breath in, followed by a sigh. as we make the transition to that part of our service where we practice one of the spiritual practices we read earlier, the spiritual circulation. Spiritual circulation means all of those things that keep us connected to the flow of life, such as receiving, asking, forgiving, celebrating, thanking, and giving. Did I say that already? Giving is the part here in our service where we support our center financially. So I invite you to think about the value you receive from being part of this community and imagine it surviving that time when none of us are here anymore, but there is a new generation of people standing on the shoulders of our generosity and foresight to create a center that is an oasis for people who are spiritual seekers and who do not sync with conventional religion. So if that is important to you and our future is important to you, please consider supporting us financially. You can do so by visiting our website and looking at the Donate tab, or you can do so by text to give, which is a terrific way to give. We'll leave this number up on the screen if you'd like to play with it. Or by participating physically, for example, like here in the sanctuary, by dropping a check or cash into the basket, or if you are at home, by sending in a donation to us. And thank you for those who do send in your donations, for the kind notes and the words that you include. It's so lovely to receive and read them. I ask the ushers to stand, and want you to prepare your gift and say after me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and prosper. It does amazing work in the world, and so it is. Ushers, please receive the gift.
That is Andy Graham. Wow, mesmerizing. Ooh. If you would like to take home some of Andy's music, his CDs are available in the bookstore. That's a yes for me. Thank you, Andy. Okay, I'm awfully glad I have all this written down because after that I would be someplace else completely. All right, so let me share with you some things that are going on at our center. Did you happen to notice all the books in the social hall on your way in this morning? Yeah, well, if you didn't, please do. Talk about abundance. Today is the day for our Sharing Our Books event. It's happening right after service. And what you do is you go take a look at all these books and take some of them home. They're all free. So please do enjoy yourselves and enjoy taking home some of this abundance. And by the way, let me say a big thank you to everyone who donated books for this exchange. I am happy to announce that next Sunday we have our next AIDS Life Cycle bake sale coming up. I don't know if you remember from last month, we had all kinds of wonderful goodies, baked bread, wonderful things available, and all of the proceeds go to benefit the riders, the 7 riders on our Center for Spiritual Living Santa Rosa AIDS Life Cycle team. They are going to be riding 545 miles from San Francisco to Los Angeles in June on bicycles. I want to make sure you caught that bicycle part. Yeah, it's really far. I did this ride in 2018. It's really, really far. But what I want you to understand about these riders is their dedication to the cause. The ride supports 2 organizations that provide services, research, prevention, incredible services to people living with HIV and AIDS. And last year, our team raised more than $27,000 for these causes. And they plan to beat that this year. So the bake sale is next Sunday. Last month, you all helped them raise more than $1,400. So on behalf of the team, thank you. And we will see you next Sunday with all the baked goods. I'd like to now share a couple of classes that are coming up at our center. Let me start this with a question. Have you ever taken a good look at your mind and wondered, what the heck is going on up there? I have. I've often wondered what life would look like if, I had a map for what goes on in my mind, an accurate map. Well, maybe a map that clearly shows trailheads, pathways, which way to go, that could lead me to my hidden beliefs. Well, good news. Reverend Russ is inviting us to his new class. It's called Spiritual Cartography, and it starts on Monday, February 26th at 6 p.m. In the class, he will guide us in creating a map of all the various parts of our minds so that we might find, I love how he says this, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, which is our wise, loving inner spirit. The class, he says, will be transformative, and you can sign up on the website by clicking on the photo of the Lego man holding a map. Reverend Russ will be in the social hall after service if you have questions about the class, actually any of our classes. The next one is a workshop. This is the one that Dr. Edward mentioned during his message. It's on Sunday, March 3rd at 1 p.m., and he's going to be leading us in the Setting Intentions workshop. He says our intentions influence many aspects of our lives, and learning how to explore our intentions can inspire us to get excited about moving in the direction of our heart's desire. Intentions give us a roadmap, he says, for our creative energy to flow. You can sign up for this workshop on the website. Look for the photo of hands holding light. Next, I have an invitation to volunteer in our Stepping Stones bookstore. They are seeking an enthusiastic volunteer to help with ordering new books. It's a vital task, as you can imagine, for a bookstore, and it only requires 1 to 4 hours a month. It's not a large time commitment. So here's how you know if this is right for you. If you are someone who knows how to order things online, you have the skills for this volunteer gig. If you are interested, please see Alicia in the bookstore today. This final one for me is about our small group gatherings, which are known as Circles for Spiritual Connection. New groups will be forming soon, and you will be invited to join a group and attend either in a private home or virtually on Zoom. These groups meet weekly for 8 weeks, and each session is led by a facilitator who will guide the discussion based around the themes from our Sunday messages. Before we launch these groups, we need to enroll enthusiastic individuals to serve in one of 2 ways, as facilitators and as hosts. And you can also do both, by the way. If you feel called to guide a small group, and you can commit to an 8-week period, we encourage you to sign up as a facilitator. If you have a suitable space in your home to host about 8 people, we invite you to sign up to be a host. And then, if you are keen on facilitating, but you lack the space, we are here to assist you in pairing you with a suitable host. Now, we are committed to supporting our facilitators, right? So you don't just get dropped in all by yourself. You get support. In fact, there is training available that will equip you with the necessary skills and confidence to lead these enriching spiritual conversations. The training session is today, 12:30 p.m. And if you're interested in either facilitating or hosting, what I'll invite you to do is to register by going to the website, find the page of the Rippling Drop of Water on the homepage, and fill out the form that's there. You can do that on your phone. You can do it at the kiosk. There's a computer right by our information desk where you can fill that out. Or you can just come to the training today at 12:30 p.m. in Grinton Chapel, and we will get you registered if you aren't already. Now, Grinton Chapel, in case you don't know, is the room on the other side of the social hall, 12:30 today. All right, now I'm going to be inviting up 2 people to talk about classes that they will be teaching. Practitioner Christine Ruddy, who I mentioned earlier, who, by the way, was originally from Chicago and is now from Oregon. So don't you love it when everyone's right? All right, so Christine Ruddy and then Reverend Joyce DeFalla will come up as well to talk about their upcoming classes. Look, they're already up here to talk about their upcoming classes.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Christine Ruddy. I'm a distance practitioner, as she mentioned. I live in Oregon, and one of my absolute favorite places to be is in a classroom teaching or learning. And so I'm going to be teaching a class from March 5th through May 7th, a core class called The Roots of Science of Mind. And we're going to read pieces from Emma Curtis Hopkins, Thomas Troward, and Ralph Waldo Emerson, who our leader, Ernest Holmes, synthesized their teachings and created our philosophy that we study here. And so the class will be very interactive, and students will have an opportunity to do the reading, come to class, and really use their voice and really experience what it's like to speak the spiritual speak from their own lens, from their own experience, from their own reading, their own perceptions. And we just have sort of a kind of a living room conversation about all of it. And then in the second half of each class, we'll do an experiential, which will allow you to take those teachings, take those principles that we've related to our own lives, and take them in and expand your own consciousness within in a deeper and more meaningful way. So the class will be offered on Zoom. So I like to say, come to my Zoom living room. We'll have a great time. I promise that we will be laughing and sharing and really finding a comfortability in our vulnerability, and it'll be lovely. So you can sign up online under the education calendar. And if you have any questions, I will be around after service. I'm happy to talk with you and explain a little bit more about the class. So from March 5th to May 7th, from 6 to 8:30 in the evening. So I look forward to seeing you there.
Thank you, Christine. Such an important class. So I'm offering a 4-week class. It's called Lifting Each Other Up. Spiritual community as spiritual practice. It starts this coming Saturday. It is a Saturday afternoon for 4 weeks. And perhaps you heard Chris's opening lyric today that said, "Beloved community where we discover divinity." That's what the class is about, how it is that in community, as we walk together on our individual spiritual path, we can actually enhance, bless ourselves and each other by mutual sharing of our spiritual presence. Plus, because it's a live class, we will have the opportunity to create our own community. So if it sounds like fun to you, it does to me, starts Saturday, and I'll be at the free book event if you have questions. Thank you.
So much going on, my goodness. Well, we should get out there into that social hall and take books. I'm intending to not take home more books than I brought in. But I don't know if I will be successful. It's a very bad habit that I have, or a good habit, depending on how you think about it. So if there is something that is incomplete in you, or if you cried yourself to sleep last night, please do not go home without taking advantage of the prayer practitioners who are available both online, visit our website for information, or right here in person in the sanctuary. Just go back to the host in the corner, and they will match you up with a prayer practitioner who will listen to your request and custom make an affirmative prayer just for you. And now won't you please stand, saying something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind, life is in my body, and life is in my affairs. I think it, I feel it, and I accept it, just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life. Know with me that you are never alone, that Spirit is right where you are, that you have only to look within at any moment to know that you are guided, sustained, and empowered by a presence that expresses itself as you in this world. In deepest gratitude, let us live our lives accordingly, so that everything that we do and say and think is matched to this presence within. And so it is. Thank you for being here. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Let's close in song.
So let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. So let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. So let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making